Welcome to the show. This is the Anti-Show. This is episode number 3. And today's guest is someone really interesting. He's another poet. And I know what you guys are saying. Oh my god, another poet? Yes, another poet. Because here we're about the extravagant. We're about learning from different people, from unique people that have very different perspectives and very different lives from all the rest of us. This is a guy, they call him the Barefoot Poet. How can you not like a guy who calls himself the Barefoot Poet? Come on! It's awesome! So, he's a guy who doesn't believe in shoes and believes on a very deep level in the words, in the English language, in the depth and the breadth of the English language, and he masters it like no one else. His poems are quite humorous, sometimes they're quite deep, and sometimes they're just meaningless. Meaningless in the sense that they don't really talk about anything, but meaningful for the person who's capturing all this information that's coming out of this person's mouth. And I met him at the Sun Poet Society open mic, where it was before at the Barnes & Noble, but now it's at the Pharmacy. And we talk about this. It's the longest running weekly series of open mics, and if you have not been, I urge you, it's urgent, especially if you live in San Antonio, Texas, it's urgent that you go to one of these things, right? Because it will blow your mind. Even if you don't know anything about poetry, even if you don't know anything about this writing things people do, this is spoken word. This is like somebody describing you their worst fears, their worst nightmares, their dreams, and their hopes in a really beautiful way. Like, it's beautiful. They describe it just so damn beautiful. And of course, we'll be showing an example of his poetry, an example of who this man is, and I extract something that we can all learn from this dude, from the Barefoot Poet. So here we go. I'm here with one of my favorite poets. His name is Chris Billings. They call this man the Barefoot Poet. Show us why.
I don't know if I can get them up this high.
There they are.
I don't wear shoes.
At all? Are you against shoes?
No, nothing against shoes. If people want to wear shoes, that's their choice. I just choose not to.
And this is like fascinating to me because like the open mic, this open mic used to happen at Barnes & Noble, a very public place, wouldn't you say, Chris?
Oh, very public, yeah.
This guy would, it's scorching heat in San Antonio. This guy would be barefoot. All right? No little bag for the shoes, no. Please tell me why.
I don't know. It's just.
When did it start?
Well, it started, I guess, when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I never wore shoes during the summertime,
right?
Especially, Mom made me wear shoes to school,
right?
Kind of thing. Then, as I got older, peer pressure and everything, you start wearing shoes. But about 5 years ago, well, even before that, I got into wearing flip-flops, sandals, things like that.
Right.
Whenever I could. About 5 years ago, I just finally figured, I'm only going to put flip-flops on if I'm in a place that really has a problem with my being barefoot.
Right.
Other than that, it doesn't, and it's 30-something degrees outside right now, and I don't have shoes on. It's just, and it's got no religious basis to it, no earthing basis to it.
What does it mean, Chris?
It's just, I'm just more comfortable that way.
Really? So, you've developed calluses?
No calluses. Actually, true barefooters don't have calluses. We just have what we call silky leather.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is just fascinating. And this has absolutely nothing to do with the why I'm here with Chris.
Just a side thing, yeah.
It's one of those things that you've always wanted to ask. And I've known you for a while, and I've never asked that because it's just inappropriate, I guess.
No, actually, that's a question that I get asked by total strangers all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you can be at a parade, at a bar, whatever, and you're barefoot,
yes,
always.
Always.
Interesting. Well, Chris, I brought you in here because of well, two reasons. One, yeah, you're one of my favorite poets, and two, and they're not in order of importance. They're just,
Okay.
That's the first thing that came out. But two, because the 20-year anniversary of the Sun Poet Society is coming up.
Yes, it is.
And how long have you been coming and contributing to the Sun Poet Society?
I came to my first Sun Poets meeting.
And please explain to people that, you know, they don't know what we're talking about. Explain to them what is the Sun Poet Society.
Sun Poet Society, of course, was founded by Rod Stryker.
Right.
20 years ago. Again, Sun Poet Society Open Mic is San Antonio's longest running continuous weekly open mic.
In South Texas.
In South Texas, yes. And I came to my first Sun Poet Society open mic at the Barnes & Nobles on 410 and San Pedro about 10 years or so ago. Then I was going semi-regularly there for a while. 4-year break, moved to Colorado, but came back, and now it's been constant for the last 6 years.
And when the first time you went to the open mic, did you have shoes or barefoot?
No, actually, I was wearing shoes at that time too. I've been a barefooter about 5 years now.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right. Hey, I don't judge. Hey.
I do, but no.
So what is the big deal about 20 years celebrating this Sun Poet Society?
Well, a lot of organizations, a lot of poetry places have been around for 20 years, but this is continuous, weekly. Most open mics are once a month, bi-monthly, every couple of months, things like that. This is weekly, every week for 20 years.
Well, I can barely keep an appointment. I mean, it's hard to commit yourself to go somewhere once, every whatever. But once a week, it's hard.
This is the part of the week that I look forward to every week. Once we leave here tonight, I start gearing up as far as my writing and everything for next week. It's just, this is a big part of what I do.
That's beautiful. How did you get into poetry? And how long ago was this?
I started writing poetry, I am 57. I wrote my first poem when I was 18. Reason I started writing poetry, actually I didn't want to write...
good in math, but that's why we're poets, right?
It's been a long time. My older brother had already been writing poetry for a couple of years, and I decided, well, I didn't know about poetry. I wanted to be the next big rock star, so I was going to try writing song lyrics based on what I was hearing on the radio.
Do you know how to play the guitars?
No, I have finally figured out that in order to write good songs, you should know something about music. So
Right.
The lyric writing eventually kind of just morphed into
Beautiful,
poetry.
Man.
Now this poem is a metered and rhymed poem. I know I just said that I was breaking away from that, but every once in a while I still do, especially in my more humorous and lighthearted poems. And this also shows that even though poetry is a serious thing, you can write about non-serious subjects, whatever however you feel like going with it. So this is called Nick the Mediocre Arsonist.
Nick the Mediocre Arsonist.
There was an unfortunate little man, and Nick was his name. Being a mediocre arsonist was his only claim to fame. For try as he might, he just couldn't start a big blaze. Most of his work didn't even warrant a second gaze. In fact, the thing about Nick's fires, as anybody knows, pretty much all of them could be put out with a garden hose. It was a sad sight indeed when the firefighters said fellow told Nick, next time you call, we'll bring the marshmallows. Now Nick's only friend was his old dog he called Lace, who was always there to lick the tears from his face. She'd wag her tail as if to say, you'll give 'em all a real fire one of these days, so hold your head high and show me a grin, and while you're at it, I've got a little itch just under my chin. And Nick would sniffle a snuffle and scratch between her ears, if only the sight of a raging fire wasn't one of his biggest fears. It was the news article tucked away, no real page turner, about Nick's most recent pathetic little burner that sent the little man into a deep dark funk and into the dredges of a lost weekend drunk. And somewhere in his haze he put some bacon on the stove, and then back deep into the bottle he dove. So imagine his surprise when he emerged from his daze to find his house engulfed in a magnificently burning blaze. Now Nick couldn't move, he was frozen with fright, so Lace grabbed his collar and pulled with her might. She dragged Nick to safety, then sat by his side and watched the commotion as the fire trucks arrived. There were cops and reporters and neighbors at their fences while Nick just sat there trying to come to his senses. And the head firefighter looked at him with wonder or scorn. Was this an accident, or had a true arsonist been born? Then the show was over. Nick's house had been torched. The side of the neighbor's house had also been scorched. The lawns had been burnt and trees had been toasted, and rest assured, no, not one marshmallow was roasted. Nick told the truth, but made it sound like a story, because in the sad truth there was no real glory. So through folly or farce, the little man finally saved face. And you, my friends, have heard the tale of arsenic and old lace.
I think that, I mean, that really says, hang on, let me put this on airplane mode just so you don't get any more, the thing vibrating, sorry. So, there you have it. That's poetry. So, well, I mean, how would you describe poetry to other people? Like I know you said that it's your lifeline and it's what affects you. What do you think poetry is to the world, I guess?
I think poetry is necessary to the world, and I think for a lot of years it was a lost art. Poetry can really take its origins all the way back to the days before people were even writing things, when the, what's the word I'm looking for, the travelers would go to village and tell the stories, and that's kind of where, and a lot of times they would do it in poetic form. That's where poetry really started. And I think that's why the spoken word is so relevant today. It's not a new thing. A lot of people think spoken word, the open mic kind of thing came around back in the 50s with the beat poets, Allen Ginsberg, Jack Kerouac and them, but this has been going on for eons. I mean, it goes all the way back to the beginning of man, telling of stories from one generation to the next. Like I said, most of that was done before they wrote anything down. It was done from up here and in here.
Huh. All right. How do you get over disempowering emotions like sadness, when you get sad, when you get depressed, when you get angry? How do you overcome that?
First I throw things.
Right.
Then I cuss a little bit.
Right.
And then I write.
You write.
Then I write.
What do you write?
I write, depending on what it is. I'm known for my rants and my rambles because that's what I do. That's how I get my frustrations out. Sometimes it's just a lighthearted piece. And I have to mention I write, but I cry on my wife's shoulder a lot too. I'm not ashamed to say it.
Totally. Hey, nobody's judging. You're not less of a man.
Right?
No. I mean, that's cool. I mean, because many people don't have that.
You're right. I'm very fortunate that way.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool. All right, just some really quick questions. What are your favorite habits for creating work, for creating poetry, new poetry?
I don't go into it like a lot of people do. First of all, I don't believe in rewriting. To me, once I call a poem done, it's done. So I don't.
Is that on the first try? Do you edit it?
No, I edit it, but I don't show it to anybody until I'm satisfied with it. I do my best writing standing up at a computer instead of sitting down, because when I'm standing up, it feels like I can keep.
Interesting. Yeah, definitely.
Especially when I'm doing one of my rants or my rambles. I don't handwrite because, number one, my handwriting has gone downhill a lot in a lot of years.
Good.
When I'm typing, I can type real fast so I don't lose my train of thought.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So
standing and on a computer, yeah.
That's awesome, man. He's keeping up with the younglings, the kids out there with their computers and their phones and tablets. That's cool, man. That's badass. So, what does success mean to you?
I think, like Rod said earlier, it's just being satisfied.
And by the way, when he says, he already alluded to Rod said earlier, this is not going to be part of the same interview, but I interviewed Rod in another anti-show that the link will be down there. All right, but...
Okay. Yeah, I guess I should have thought about that.
No, but this is not about,
Success is being happy in what it is that you're doing.
Right.
To me, success has got nothing to do with money. My father-in-law, was a hard-working man for all his life. He never had a whole lot of money. But on a Sunday afternoon, we'd be sitting in his backyard talking and drinking beer, and out of the blue he'd say, I wonder what the poor people are doing today.
Huh.
That's success to me. That is somebody who's content with where he was.
That's beautiful.
And I've kind of tried to live by that, He's been gone a long time now, but that's something that I took from Harold all these years later.
One more thing, what have you been grateful for recently?
I think that goes back to my wife, my daughters, and my granddaughter. Yeah. The fact that I've got such a wonderful supporting family and good friends with the Sun Poet, Rod.
Where can they find you? Where can people connect with you?
I'm on Facebook, and every Wednesday night, right here at the Olmos Pharmacy, 6 o'clock. I'm here.
All right. Well, connect to this man on Facebook. That's an open invitation for you to friend him and stalk the man. I mean, just listen to his poetry. He's got beautiful stuff to say. I follow Chris. So yeah, definitely. And the Sun Poets, you can find them. You go to Facebook, go to the search thing on top, and search Sun Poets Society, right? And like the thing, or how does it work? Like the page, and you're done. Chris, thank you very much, dude.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Like I told Jenny, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Well, there you go.
Nice guy with big ideas, yeah.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
being here.
I appreciate it.
So what do you think? Very beautiful, right? Well, that is the show for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you do not want to miss not one show, I urge you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, alright? You can just press that little button below that says subscribe, and that'll be the end of that. If you're not really into videos and all that crap, I am not into videos all the time. This show is turned into a podcast, so you can listen to the show. So it will be only available through audio, alright? And it's completely free, obviously. And you can just subscribe to it at the iTunes store. Alright? My name is Ricky Mendoza, and I'll see you guys next time in the next episode of The Anti-Show.
That's right! Risk to go, take it all! I will lost the fright within